you know this day where you are playing well, everything's working, but you play just the day after, and it's like you're the worst player ever. You don't understand why. One day you are playing so well, and the other, it's just bad. And so what's going on? What happened? And so this is what we are going to talk about today. But first of all, I'm Mr. D, but you, my friend, you can call me Thomas. I make video about my journey trying to master the game of golf, and as I go, I share my thoughts, my experience, so you can improve as well. So let's get to the topic of today, which is the biggest mystery of golf. Why? Why some days we are playing well, and some others we are not? And for not any apparent reason, it just happened. We are seeing pros, which are the best player in the world. We are able to score 5, 6, 7, 8 unders on one day, and the very next day are able to score over par. Why? Why this happened? And this is, I think, a mystery that probably every golfer, every person that I've ever tried golf is just wondering why one day I can do so good and the other I cannot, and I have no clue why. And so this is it goes at the core of what mastery is about, what really owning your craft is. And but before I go, make sure to smash the like button if you like the video at any moment. What caused all of that? This is simple. This is your ability. This is basically your mind. Your mind is or not interfering into the creation, into the process of executing what you want to do. Your intention is either clear or it's not. And someday you're just letting go. You're just relax. And so you're not creating barrier between what you want to do and the execution of what you want to do. Where on some other day, there is little tension that comes from anything. That can be you're just a little bit more tired, you didn't eat that well, you didn't sleep as much, or some news, you got personal news that actually are bothering your mind and so on. And this actually creates a state of mind that makes you being less aligned between what you want and what you have to execute. And so I think the easiest example, the most simple, is the difference between you making a putt and you just stopping that shot to the hole, or just sliding a little bit on one or the other side. In order to make a putt, you need to be perfectly in line in your mind to the line you are going to take, the speed you are going to put on the ball. And all of this requires a lot of mental energy and focus. But on easy days, the energy in your body is flowing in a way that you have a lot of energy in your mind, because you are not, there is no tension, no stagnation of what that bothering you or in your body or anything. You have access to a lot of energy that can fuel your mind, fuel your spirit, in order to actually be focused on the task you have to do, which is making a putt. Where on the other hand, on other days, when the energy is not flowing as well, you have some tension, some stuff on your mind, you're tired and anything, in order to be able to do the same result, which is making your putt, you are going to have to bring a lot of effort in order to gather enough mental energy in order to make that putt. So that's the issue. And of course, because most people don't even know about that, some days they are playing well, some days they are not, which if you know that, and if you train to actually gather the energy you need in order to focus and align your mind and your body in order to execute the shot you want to execute, then even in your bad day you can perform. But that's difficult, that's very difficult, and that, as I said, requires a ton of energy. The more you're tired, the more your mind is focused on other things, the more you lack sleep, you didn't eat enough, and so on. The more all of those things are compounding to create a state in your body that make it almost impossible for you to eat great shot. And so the good days are days where a lot of those constraints are removed, and you actually have access to a lot of energy to fill your mind in order to be focused on executing your shot, making sure you are putting the ball on the right line with the right speed so it ends up in the hole. So what can you do? But before I go, give me your thoughts. Put in the comment section. Do you have any thoughts about that? I would love to hear about what you think. And so the last part may be what you can do about it. So I already touched a bit on that. First of all, there is, if you really want to score, but you can make things easier for you to do so by sleeping well, eating enough, doing some relaxation, some meditation, maybe also some priming on the day before, on the few days. Make sure your body is ready so you have a ton of energy. But this is just really one point. But at some point you will end up in a situation when you need to perform while being in a bad state. And this is where actually training specifically on those days is important. Making sure you're training your body to collect the energy you need to actually do things even when you're not ready. This is about concentration. This is the third stage of mastery, where in the first stage, I already talked in another video, but in the first stage you're collecting information about the game, you're building your knowledge through experience and so on. In the second stage, you're automating everything, making sure you know what you do, and this become part of how you do things, and you don't even have to think about it. And in the third stage, this is focus, concentration, where you need to learn, and this is something that you need to practice to increase your mental state, your mental focus, in order to really get the result you want. It's really difficult to explain. Meditation helps a lot, because meditation train you to focus internally, to focus on what you be in the present moment to focus. But there is that's why that's so that's important to work on a competition or doing stuff under pressure, because this is where you're collecting your mind. So that's difficult for me, because for me that's something I do almost naturally. I'm able to do it, but I think a lot of people are going to struggle with it. And a good way that I found was when I was training on my 54 journey, attempting to score 54, where I had actually 5 try per shot in order to make birdie on each hole. And so it didn't really have any effect. That was nice to have multiple tries on the long shot, but where I find it the most difficult and the most interesting also was on the putt, because even if I made not necessarily a bad shot, but not good enough, I was 5 meters from the hole. In 5 tries, in order to make that putt, you need to be focused. You need to really want it, you need to have the mental energy and focus in order to make it, because you just relax yourself, you're not going to make it. And this was very interesting because it was draining me so much throughout the golf course, which on the second 9 hole I was just so tired of just having to focus, and this is a good training, because you're putting yourself in a situation where you have constantly the obligation to raise your mental focus in order to execute the perfect shot. And if you just relax yourself too much, you're going to miss. And if you miss, well, you fucked up. And so I don't know how to explain it better, but this is something you need to train. You need to train to do it on command. This is useless to just do it, trying to do it and keep it high all the time. No, what you want to do is actually doing the opposite. You want to relax and suddenly rising your energy as high as you possibly can in order to focus, in order to actually make the shot you want. Then relax and do it again and do it again. Because first of all, if you are maintaining this state, this high state too long, you're going to burn out. This is also something I burned out a lot in the past, because the way I do things is primarily doing that, just having I'm able to rise my mental state extremely high, but I'm also but the more I was able to do it, the longer I was doing it. And so what happened is actually it was causing me to just burn out completely. This is also maybe what you something like maybe can understand better. It's basically when people say that we are not using 100% of our brain. That's false and that's right at the same time, which means it depends on how high the energy of your mind you're using. That's like a car. If you have a 400 horse powered car, it depends on how much you're pushing the gas, and this is exactly how your mind works. And so this is a skill that you need to learn in order to be able to do it on demand. And this is going to the best player are doing it, which make the standard deviation, the width of their ability to score being much more compressed. They are not scoring 85 than 56. It's much more compressed because they have this ability to focus and do things. Anyway, so I think I start rambling for a while now. I hope it's interesting and it makes any sense. And if you like this kind of video and you want to follow my journey of trying to master the game of golf, don't hesitate to subscribe and join the 54 journey. And thanks you for watching.